Right, today's date is Friday, January the 15th, 2016, and my interview name is Antonio Amambari. And so today this topic we're discussing is bullying. So Antonio, my friend, have you ever been bullied?
I have not been bullied. No.
Have you ever bullied someone?
No, I have not bullied someone.
What can you do to prevent bullying?
I think probably the main thing to prevent bullying is if you're a bystander, don't just sit there and bystand and watch bullying. The best thing to do is tell somebody, let people know, because when you're sitting there and bystanding and just watching and not letting people know the bullying, you're just as bad as the bully.
Yeah. What do you do if you saw someone being bullied?
First, if I feel like I can actually have an impact to the bully, if I feel like, hey, maybe I can stop it myself without obviously hurting myself, endangering myself, I would get involved, say, okay, what's going on? But if I feel like if I were putting myself at danger, if I feel like I'm endangering myself getting involved, I would definitely let somebody know which can take care of the situation better than I could.
Alright. So what is the difference between bullying and common peer conflict?
I think bullying is kind of a thing of intending to hurt somebody because you have... See, to me, bullying is kind of a thing of you want to get your rage out on somebody because you have an inner conflict within yourself. So I feel like the difference between that would be the intent to hurt somebody, whether peer kind of, from an everyday argument between peers is just kind of, you're both frustrated. It's not actually intending to hurt somebody.
What causes someone to bully someone else?
Well, that also kind of keys into what I feel like what causes somebody to bully someone else is because they have a conflict within themselves, whether it's family, whatever issue it is. I feel like they bully somebody else because they have a problem within themselves.
What are appropriate consequences of engaging in bullying behavior?
Well, on that one, I feel like depending on what the scenario is, if I think it's physical harm, I believe depending on whether it's school or whatever, certain privileges should be taken away. Depending on the degree, there should be the right action. So if it's outside of school, police should get involved. If it's something serious like physical violence, if it's inside of school, also, to me, it should, if it's very serious, it should be taken very seriously in terms of police.
How often do you think bullying happens?
I think it happens very often, but very under the radar. I think when it comes down to verbal bullying and physical bullying, it might not have to be bullying that happens, visually. It could be over the internet, it could be just verbal, it could be little things. I think it happens a lot, not so much in a big kind of fight, but I think it happens a lot, kind of very little.
Since bullying and cyberbullying are both trying to both collaborate to think that bullying is something very dangerous, can you say, but what is the difference between physical abuse and verbal abuse? What do you think is the difference?
I think, to be honest, verbal abuse has more of an impact than physical, because verbal, it's usually when you verbal bully somebody, it is happening over a period of time, and it tends to wear on the person mentally, whether physically, you get, let's say for example, you get in a fight, you get beat up, you can finally tell somebody and then it's over, because it's just kind of a one-time deal physically. Verbal, to me, the mental aspect of verbal bullying is a lot more frustrating and a lot more, it wears you down a lot more than physical.
Well, what you say about verbal, you're saying that words are much more powerful.
Words are much more
powerful when it comes to talking to someone.
Exactly.
The more the words you say, the more it makes it much meaningful.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
My name is Jim Kennedy, and today's date is Wednesday, January the 15th, 2016. So we're discussing about bullying. So Jim, have you ever been bullied?
As a matter of fact, I have.
And in what way and in which way?
Well, when I was in the 6th grade, I would always get pushed around by this bigger kid, and it just didn't stop until finally my mom called at school, at which point he was suspended.
Have you ever bullied someone? What can you do to prevent bullying?
To prevent bullying, I guess if you know someone that's being bullied, or if a friend of your friend is being bullied, if they happen to go to the same school, I guess alert the principal and try and raise more awareness.
What do you do if you saw someone being bullied?
If I saw someone being bullied, I'd try and step in and separate it as best I could.
What is the difference between bullying and common peer conflict?
Common peer conflict can only happen, like, I guess once, maybe over the course of however many months, but bullying occurs on a daily or weekly basis.
What causes someone to bully someone else?
Insecurities, perhaps. Maybe they're going through something that they themselves don't know how to figure out, so they take out their frustration on someone else.
What are appropriate consequences of engaging in bullying behavior?
It depends on the kind of bullying, right? So say for example, if it's verbal bullying, I'd say give maybe one warning, and then if it doesn't stop, maybe alert the bully's parents. If it's physical bullying, I'd say you don't give them a warning, and because there's proof, if it is physical, chances are they're coming back with injuries. So I suggest the principal either suspend or expel them on spot, depending on how, I guess, how bad the injuries are.
How often do you think bullying happens?
Every day, around the world, every day.
My own personal question to you, Jim, is what is the difference between verbal abuse and physical abuse?
Verbal and physical abuse. Verbal is, well, firstly, verbal is when you speak to someone, right? And you throw insults, you throw names, you throw, I guess that's it really. You throw insult, you throw names at people who don't really deserve it, right? Who didn't do anything to you. Whereas physical, it's just you go up to somebody, and physical could also be mixed in with verbal, right? Because you could be making fun of somebody as you're punching them, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Just take care and do what's best. Thank you. Today I'm interviewing James, who is a former graduate went to Trinity University, and I'm just going to ask him some few questions concerning bullying. So my first question to you, James, have you ever been bullied?
Yes, I have.
And where?
In Syria, in China.
In China.
When I think
Speak with louder, so.
I think Julia High School. I'm not bullied, but I was irritated and it's because my mark is not as great as the others, so I was humiliated by someone who has a great mark.
So it's like saying that he wants to think he's better than you, right?
Yeah.
But my second question is, have you ever bullied someone?
No, I haven't.
What can you do to prevent bullying?
Prevent bullying. First, I think the school and the parents should work together to avoid bullying, such as providing activities which the students know better each other, and they understand each other, so they won't bully each other.
What do you do if you saw someone being bullied?
I would ask him to stop. Yeah, but I'm not powerful, so.
What is the difference between bullying and common peer conflict?
Bullying is more serious, like have body touch. It's more so mean and may affect the students' health and in the future I think choice making.
What causes someone to bully someone else?
They think they are naturally greater than the others. So yeah, I think that's all.
Okay. What are the appropriate consequences of engaging in someone in bullying behavior?
I think like the teacher and the parents work together. They do the same thing.
How often do you think bullying happens?
I think almost in every school, and I think in every class, I've seen lots of people. They are not being punished, but they are humiliated by someone. yeah, because they did bad, worse than the others.
All right, thank you. Thank you for your time. Have a good day. Thank you. You. So we're discussing about bullying and just asking some few questions concerning bullying. So, as for you being an international student,
Yeah.
have you ever been bullied?
So far, not yet.
That's good. That's good. Have you ever bullied someone?
Of course not.
What can you do to prevent bullying?
Prevent.
Yeah.
First, I think is the education from the school, and also I think the student union will be much more responsibility, because I think they're in the same age, so it's better to get discussion.
What do you do if you saw someone being bullied?
First of all, I need to make sure of my self-safety. This is the first point, and then depends on the situation. I might ask the teachers, but if I don't get enough time, and I get some friends nearby, I always think it's safe for us to make sure the safety of the one be attacked. We might do it first.
Yeah, so you go to the person who started the fight.
Yes, but the point is make sure of our safety first.
Okay. What causes someone to bully someone else?
It depends on many situations. First, I think it might be just a little conflict. And because we are all young, we are not mature enough, that might switch the problem to be a big trouble. And that's what the main of it, I think. And also, another situation, I think, might be someone else, which is adults, they came to school or some places. And that might be the problem for themselves and also for the society. That's a big problem.
How often do you think bullying happens?
Often? Well, it's hard to say. I didn't really know about the situation in Canada, but I think
Like maybe, for example, in your country. Like,
in my country, in China,
yeah.
in China it is not an easy thing. Probably I think it's very hard to happen. Maybe just 0.1%. So if you see how often, probably in one city, a big city,
Like Shanghai, Beijing.
yeah, like Shanghai and Beijing, it will be 3 or 5 times a year, which is on the news. If under the news, I will never know that.
So my last question to you is, what is the difference between bullying and common peer conflict?
It is about the thinking and the influence it might be. Because bullying, I think, mostly is much more personal. And for the reason they did this, mostly it's about themselves.
Yeah.
So I think the biggest difference for me is the reason what led them did this. That's what I'm thinking about.
Okay.
Because if you just see the influence and effort, they look very similar.
Yeah.
So the reason is what makes them did this. That's it.
That's it. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.